Soldiers retain. Real strong men are self-controlled, their info is plain. If you don't know, feel that energy flow right into your brain. Your whole game will change. Soldiers retain. Soldiers retain. Soldiers retain. Real strong men are self-controlled, their info is plain. If you don't know, feel that energy flow right into your brain. Your whole game will change. Soldiers retain. Soldiers retain.
Semen retention soldiers.
Yeah.
We're ready here to do a microcosmic orbit practice. We got Captain Jake in the house. What's going down, Jake?
What's up, man? Nothing, man. I'm really excited to do this. As you know, I'm promoting conscious living. I'm very focused on this mission, and this practice is something I do every day that really is an example of conscious living, tuning into your energy and letting it flow.
That's right, bro. And with your mission, which is part of the Army's mission, is conscious living, conscious sexuality, conscious food. It's about becoming conscious again, and not
in every area of your life.
That's right. It's consciousness affects every area of your life, whether you're in the bedroom or the boardroom. And one of the things a huge part of that movement is music, and creating conscious music and music with good vibrations and that uplift us. And I know you are an amazing musician, and you got a single coming out or dropping next week. Why don't you tell everybody about that, and then let's get into the flow.
Yeah, so I got a new single coming out called Zen, and this practice really helps you get into a Zen state, actually. So it really lines up well. And yeah, as you said, the music, lifestyle, you know, it's all part of it. We're trying to just present this conscious way of living, you know, conscious love movement and lifestyle. And to do conscious music, you have to live consciously. So these practices, you know, many artists could learn from it. It can really help use your creative energy in positive ways.
Yeah, man. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Yo.
Hare Krishna to the Hare Krishna devotees. You know, you'll see a lot of Hare Krishna devotees here because within the practice of the Hare Krishna sphere and world, and in the yoga tradition overall, semen retention, control over sexual energy, just like the Taoists, just like the mystic Christians, they all understood this power. Just like athletes like Muhammad Ali, just like political leaders like Mahatma Gandhi or Winston Churchill, business leaders like Steve Jobs, musicians, you know, we're talking about conscious music and how this energy can help an artist just flourish in their art. Sting and some newer guys like 50 Cent and Kanye West have all understood this power and used some kind of regulation over their sexual lives, over their sexual energy, to advance themselves to higher levels of success than most men will ever achieve, because they were willing to take on this, you know, this austerity. It's a willing sacrifice. It's a willing austerity to give up a lower type of life into a higher life where more abundance, opportunities, thoughts of joy, thoughts of expansion all become available. And of course, those who are serious about their spiritual path know that this is the ultimate way to connecting with our divinity. So let's get into it. Microcosmic orbit. So let's start off with Wu Ji position, our basic posture. So we're going to zip our legs up. We're going to put our legs, our feet like this, 45 degrees out. Then we're going to take our heels and put them straight. So bam. Basically, you're standing shoulder width apart. Your toes are straight. You could be a little bit more in, a little bit more out. Make yourself comfortable. Your knees are slightly bent, so no locked knees, no pressure in the joints. Your knees are slightly bent. Your butt is slightly tucked in. So like imagine if you were leaning on a bar stool. Your spine is straight. Your chin is tucked in. Your neck is relaxed. And your head, imagine it like on a string just dangling. Imagine two golf balls in between the armpits, so slightly tucked out. You're holding those golf balls there, and your hands are engaged in tiger's mouth, which looks like this. These hands are engaged, these fingers slightly relaxed. You're not tight, but you're not limp either. No limpness here. You solve limpness in all ways. All right. So we're standing here in Wuji position and posture. Now, I just simply want you to stand here for a minute, okay? And relax completely into the posture. So it's not like you're flexing. You're not, you're not on the beach in Venice in LA. You're not trying to show everybody your massive, pipes. Okay. Now's not the time for that. You could do that after. Here, you're relaxing and you're learning to hold your body up with your mind, your energy, because where your mind goes, energy flows, as opposed to standing in a physical posture. The physical posture is simply there to guide the energy flow and by relaxing. So relax your head, relax your neck, relax your face, your shoulders, the back of the head. Relax all the way down the chest, the stomach. Relax up the upper back, the middle back, the lower back. Relax the muscles in the buttocks and around the pelvic floor and the genitals. Relaxing all the way down the groins. Relaxing the quads, the hamstrings, the calves and shins, all the way around to your feet. Your entire body's relaxed. Now, we're going to get started in a minute here. You can just stay standing there, relax. I'm going to explain, first of all, the applications and why this flow is so important. So this flow is designed to open up the microcosmic orbit. The microcosmic orbit starts beneath the genitals at the pelvic floor muscles, goes around the back, up all the way around the head and down the front channel. Okay, so you can imagine like a loop going up and around the body. This is the same loop or the same points that we could speak of as the energy centers in the yogic system or the nadis within acupuncture that acupuncturists use to release energy blocks in the body. Okay, so what you want to do, if you're serious about your semen retention, about your nofap, you want to become a powerhouse in the bedroom through tantric practices. You want to learn to be a masterful lover, and you want to learn to master your sexual energy outside the bedroom. So you stay away from the porn, you stay away from all of that, and you learn how to attract real partners and have real sex again, instead of all this fake things everybody's doing, right? Then ultimately you need to open your microcosmic orbit. If you're practicing a spiritual practice, if you're living as a monk for some time, or you're putting a discipline around your sexual energy, then again, your microcosmic orbit, if you're a single guy that's not having sex and choosing not to, your microcosmic orbit needs to be open. Without opening the microcosmic orbit, here is why 99% of men fail on semen retention, nofap. It's because all of their energy, when they're retaining their semen and they're practicing the lifestyle, gets contained here at the genitals, and therefore they're always feeling angry or frustrated or like they need to watch porn or masturbate and ejaculate. And so they can only go a few weeks, a month, and then that's it.
That's what happened to me for years. I was so frustrated over years just trying to retain without knowing this, and I was going crazy.
Yeah, it drives you nuts. It's almost impossible. There's a few people that might be able to pull it off. Maybe they have good karma. Their bodies are already ready for this. But 99% of us, like myself, like Jake, like the guys working in the army, we're regular dudes. And so the idea, like, we have to train our bodies, especially our energy bodies, to be able to draw that energy up so that we don't get frustrated and we're not driven to watch porn or to masturbate. So here's the deal. So what we're going to do is you're going to start. When you take a breath in, you're going to lean slightly forward on the balls of your feet. So imagine like you were standing in the ocean and the ocean was coming up to your hips. And the ocean, when you stand in the ocean or a river, there's a natural sway back and forth. Well, you're mimicking that same movement. So breath in, forward. You're going to go forward on your balls of your feet. Breath out on your heels. So let's just try that, slightly going back and forth. with the breath. The breath is in, forward. The breath is out, back on the heels. The breath is in on the tips of, not the tips, but the balls of your feet, and then back. So you've got a slight sway moving with your breath. Now what you're going to do is you're going to add your arms. So when you breathe in, your energy, follow your breath in, you're moving forward on the balls of your feet, your breath is coming down, and it's coming into the lower dantian or the solar plex chakra, which is your main power center, and your hands are coming out wide. And breath out, the breath flows out, and your hands contract in. And you can imagine an energy ball in between the hands or from the dantian. And as you go out, the ball expands, touching all sides of your, like imagine like a basketball in your stomach, and it's expands out, and then you contract back in. So out, in. Your awareness is here. You're breathing from here. So let's give it a minute and begin this movement. What's pushing the arms is the energy from the center. So you're moving from here. So you're not just, you're not a bat. You're not flapping your hands around here, right? You're aware. You're moving with your breath, with your energy.
Yeah, it's so interesting. In the beginning, it does feel like you're moving your arms around, but the more you do it over time, you can actually feel when you just breathe out, your energy just pushes your arms out. It's not even like sometimes I try and experiment like, okay, don't move your arms, and then it just goes like when I breathe it, they still go up, without trying.
That's awesome. That's when like you've developed your energy body where you can start to move your body completely. It feels like you're simply moving with the mind, and the muscles and the body are simply moving with the direction of the mind, which in actuality, you have to become conscious of your own self, your body, and you'll recognize that that is the truth, that the mind moves the body. And so therefore, if you want to be a powerhouse, whether in or outside the bedroom, you've got goals to attain, material goals, spiritual goals, you've got duties to execute. The secret to a successful life in any endeavor is to align your thoughts, which means to align your mind with those goals. Many of us are working against ourselves. Our minds speak very negatively against ourselves. We see ourselves either as bad, unworthy. We see ourselves as incapable. All right. So normally within the Semen Retention Army, inside the sexual alchemy trainings that we teach, we would do this for a little bit longer. This is a short flow to demonstrate what the flow looks like. And ultimately, for you guys to get some tools that you can use in your life right now. And also at the same time, to be very real, I want you to be evaluating the army. I want you to be making the decision to invest in yourself, the time, the money, the energy, to join the army and take this lifestyle serious. So we're demonstrating these practices so you can use them right away, but you can also then make the decision to join us inside the army and join one of our battalions. Support, accountability, training, focus, discipline. This is the place where you come to expand your life. And how do you expand your life? You have to expand yourself. All right, let's bring back our hands to the center, and we can relax into our body. Notice how you feel. I feel some slight tingling in my hands. My hands are definitely activated, and I can feel the tingling within my stomach and right around my core, knowing my energy body is active. My bioelectric field is active. My aura is active. Now what you're going to do is you're going to continue to do the same motion that when you breathe in, you're going to go forward on the balls of your feet. You exhale you're going to come back, but your hands are going to go forward. So lean forward, hands back with the breath in, breath out, hands go forward, back to the heels, and you're creating this slight mindful wave. Next week, you'll be able to do this to Jake's track, Zen, and I'll help you put you in the mood. Actually, we love doing these practices in the army to music.
Yeah.
Music helps so much. It's the easiest and simplest way to become more conscious is actually by listening to conscious material, including conscious music.
Yeah, it can set an atmosphere as well and trigger like positive emotions or relaxation to get you in the mood. Imagine just doing this to some relaxing music like a rain stick in the jungle. Suddenly it's just so relaxing, you know, like.
And I know outwardly sometimes the practices don't look like much, like, oh, well, you're just going back and forth. The real gold of these practices is the internal muscles, the subtle energies that you're beginning to open up and feel, become conscious of. And this practice relaxes the nervous system. And when the nervous system is relaxed, then you're able to last as long as you want in the bedroom. You're able to be more present in your life. And presence, by the way, is what women and feminine energy finds attractive. I see all these pickup artists, you know, say this, say that, do this. Yes, you can do all that. But if your energy ain't right, it still ain't going to work. And if your energy is right, there's not much you have to say because you're going to be showing that you are a man of value, a man who's in control of himself. And only a man who's in control of himself is a great provider and protector, and therefore will attract feminine energy towards him. And feminine energy isn't just women. Money is a feminine energy. You have to be great stewards of your money. Yeah, they would rather have your presence than your presence. Absolutely. When you're present with someone, anyone, you have won them over. You are, because it's so rare. Most people in the world aren't present with each other. You know, everybody's in a rush. Everybody's caught up in different things. When you find someone who's actually present to you, it's very attractive. All right, we'll bring it back to a stillness. We can just bring our back here. And again, we'll put our hands back in our basic posture of Wu Ji and feel into the posture. We'll do one more out of this, which is to balance the masculine and feminine energies in the body. So you can imagine if your energy ball is in your hands. So put your awareness into the what's known as the Shaolin Points, or the energy centers right here, where the wrists, where your arm and hands meet in that point. And you'll notice that by just placing your energy in those points, you can increase the bioelectric field, your subtle energy body, so much to the point where you should be able to actually feel it. Now, if you can't feel it right now, you can't feel like for me, I feel the tingling. And you can see Jake is playing with the energy ball. Like when I first did my Reiki training, so Reiki means life force. When I first learned to do energy work, it was in Reiki. And this was the first thing that they taught us how to do, is to create an energy ball here. So you can imagine, if you can't feel it, but you should be able to feel your auric field, like almost like clouds, like almost a slight resistance. It's very subtle as your hands come together. And as they pull apart, it should almost feel like glue, like almost like you're pulling apart your energy. So you can imagine a ball of energy being formed within the hands. You could give it a color: fire, red, for a heating color; blue, water, for a cooling color; gold for a nice neutral color; white for clearing. Within the Army, we teach how colors and energy affect us through the 6 healing sounds and different practices. Someone's asking, how can I join the Army? There's a 7-day free trial within the links below. You could do that. If you've got some questions, reach out to me. Let's connect. And, we can schedule a time to get on a call and talk about it, or you could jump into the free trial. And as part of the free trial, you get a one-on-one coaching session with me, and we set your goals. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take that energy ball that we've been working with in our hands, and you're going to slightly start to move it. We're going to go to the left first, which is the male side, the fire side, or the sun, and then move that energy ball mindfully. Move it now to the right side, which is the feminine, water or moon side of the body. And by moving mindfully back and forth, you're actually balancing these energies. And when you're in a balanced state, then semen retention, sexual discipline becomes easier and easier. Too many guys are way out of balance. Now, it's true that as men, if you want to be a masculine man, you don't really want to be balanced, but you still want to be in touch with your feminine energy, which gives you an ability to cool that energy down. And again, within the Army, we teach the techniques to heat your body when you need more sexual energy, more passionate energy. And sexual energy isn't just to have sex, it's creative energy, it's creative force. We teach you how to activate your feminine so that you can cool that energy, balance it, keeping you away from masturbation, from porn. And you begin to have higher consciousness because you realize, I am neither masculine nor feminine in a way. I am just consciousness, awareness, completely outside of the dualities of this world. And that you have tremendous amounts of control over your body and mind for those who take it serious. Now, when I'm going to the right or to the left, I'll just move my camera down a little bit so you can see what my feet are doing. So as I'm going to the right, my heel is picking up. And then as I move it down, I'm slightly going, and now my heel is picking up there. So you could follow along that same process. And again, within the Army, there's all extensive training videos going into details, what to do with your mind, what to do with your hands, what to do with your feet through all of the sexual alchemy practices. Learn to experience for men in relationships, non-ejaculatory sex, non-ejaculatory orgasms. For men who are practicing celibacy, brahmachari, this type of life, then these practices help move that energy around from the lower regions and the sexual organs up through the body, nourishing the organs, nourishing the brain, and setting you up with a higher ojas. Higher ojas means more influence, more attractive power, more creative power, and ultimately developing your light or spiritual bodies. All right, and we'll bring it back down slowly, and we'll bring that ball to the center. And now you can imagine, and again, once again, standing with your energy ball, see if you can tangibly feel that ball within your hands. You can play with it a bit, circle it. Now, the full microcosmic orbit, we would then bring that ball into the center, and we would begin to rotate it. We would actually, there's a move called the water wheel, where I'll just slightly demonstrate what it looks like. But this is where you begin to move that energy upwards from the dantian to the heart to the dantian. Then we go to the throat. then we go to the third eye, then we go to the crown, all the way to the genitals, opening and clearing the entire main channel, which is the chakra system in the yogic system, right? And clearing that entire channel. And then from there, we take that ball and we rotate it right around the microcosmic orbit. And just by doing that, we've got this movement where we open up the spine. It goes like this, where you go down in a squat and then you open up the spine to learn how to open up those energy channels and a few other techniques. This was just a simple demonstration to give you a few of the techniques that you can use right away to start balancing your energy, to start becoming more mindful. You do 5-10 minutes of what we just showed you over the next week, and you'll notice a difference in your thoughts. You'll notice a difference in your awareness and your presence, which is going to set you up for higher spiritual realizations and the ability to take intentional forward action in your life. So if you want to come practice and do the entire microcosmic orbit meditation with us, join the army, take the 7-day free trial, get started. There's also a free ejaculation control guide that you could take if you're like, I'm not sure, I want to try some more of the practices before I jump into the free trial. You've got that option. And you can always send me a direct message. I'll just pop up my what do you call it? My website. What do you call it? That thing called a website. You guys ever heard of the internet? It's going to be huge.
We're on it now, I think.
So yeah, guys, that's just a slight introduction to the microcosmic orbit flow opening, microcosmic opening meditation and flow. Again, when you add all the techniques, especially the squat with the spinal flex, and then you start to bring up your energy ball up from the lower dantian to the heart, to the throat, to the genitals, and start moving it around. I've had energy orgasms just doing those practices. Now, those are the same techniques that you need to be able to do when you're with your partner in the bedroom, right? So you can imagine that your partner's with you and you're able to circle your energy from the genitals, being able to control your ejaculation, being able to last as long as you want, but more importantly, being able to circle that energy up through you, through your partner, creating deep intimacy and connection and presence, which makes the sex fulfilling. If you're in a relationship and you're having fulfilling sex, or you're having fulfilling sex, even if you're not in a relationship, the reality is fulfilling sex fulfills your body, and then you'll notice you're not running to the lower degradations of sex.
I hear this.
Like masturbation.
Sorry, I hear this lately, a lot of couples saying that, as they are together for a longer time, their sex life is suffering and they find that, difficult, and they say it's normal. Oh, after a while, you know how it is. But that's a problem in a relationship. But what people don't realize is the way to improve it is going deeper into this stuff. It's more about connection. What people tend to do is go into more like kinky stuff, thinking that's going to connect them more, but it makes them further apart. They'll try out all kind of weird stuff, more, perverted stuff, thinking spice it up. And actually they get further away from each other, because what they really need is connection through, connecting through their energy. So it can save a lot of relationships, this stuff.
100%. 50% or more marriages and relationships are ending in divorce. More people are finding themselves, as many dating apps and hookup apps. I mean, it's almost, you can really, if you wanted, you could be hooking up almost every night, in today's world. And with all of that, there's more loneliness, more depression, more divorce rates, and more unsatisfaction in the bedroom. And here's another interesting stat. There's even less sex overall happening on the planet. We are living in a highly sexually repressed society under the illusion of sexual freedom. But because it's an illusory sex, pornography, hookup apps, all these type of things, that's not the way nature designed it. In the army, in our mission, as far as bringing conscious living out to the world, conscious sexuality is about getting back to natural expressions of sexuality and then eventually understanding spiritual connection through sexuality. That's the real meaning of Tantra, and that's the real purpose of sexual alchemy as we're teaching it here inside the Semen Retention Army. Guys, it's transforming lives all over the world. The Army's been around 8-9 months now. The program's been around 2 weeks, but we designed the whole Army and everything. It hasn't even been a year. We've had over 40 soldiers join the Army, and we continue to expand. This is a growing community of men who are giving up the fake stuff, giving up the lower stuff, and progressing in our sexual focus and discipline so that we can become powerhouses both in and outside the bedroom. Captain Jake Single is coming out. Give him the lowdown again, because we need conscious sexuality. We need some conscious music to go along with it. So let everybody know about your single, how they can get a hold of it. And once again, guys, if you want to join the Army or connect with me, my website is there. Go and send me a message. Let's get connected.
Yeah, so check out this synchronicity. It's coming out on the 22nd of the 2nd, 2022.
Nice.
So that's next Tuesday. And yeah, the song's called Zen, and there will be an EP to follow, and it's all conscious music, trying to give higher knowledge and, positive message for the benefit of all. And that's what we're trying to do with music and with the lifestyle of conscious love, movement, conscious living. So yeah, you can get it on Spotify and iTunes next Tuesday, and all streaming platforms, whatever you use. And yeah, let's be Zen. Let's be conscious.
Let's be Zen. Awesome, guys. Thank you guys so much. Reach out to us, connect, and we'll see you guys next week, same time, same place, for another live sexual alchemy practice and demonstration. All right, yeah. We're going to end it off how we end off all of our videos and communications inside of the Army with Soldiers Retain. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Love you guys.
Soldiers retain. Real strong men are self-controlled. Their info is plain. If you don't know, feel that energy flow right into your brain. Your whole game will change. Soldiers retain. Soldiers retain. Soldiers retain. Real strong men are self-controlled. Their info